Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about the things that COD Zombies needs to have or needs to fix for the next installment of the Treyarch game. So as we know, the next Treyarch game is going to be in 2024. Hopefully it has zombies, but I think we've had a long break from Vanguard that I think we need to see some major improvements to really have this be the next installment in Call of Duty Zombies. So obviously, what I would like to have the most is just Black Ops 3 again. I think that was probably going to be the smartest move. I honestly wouldn't have mind if every single map we have gotten thus far post Black Ops 3 was just put on BO3. Now I know there's a lot of custom mappers that are making a lot of stuff, but I think BO3 was just the perfect combination of gameplay mechanics, difficulty, engine, all that stuff. I think it was just the perfect blend where everything just came together, and you know, unfortunately there's just not going to be much else like it, and I would have much rather had that game milked than just keep milking these new installments, if you guys get what I'm saying. But obviously that's not going to happen, so we're going to get back to gameplay basics. You know, when we were talking about the last game, Cold War, that's the last Treyarch game, there wasn't anything after that. When we're talking about Cold War, it was way too easy if you were doing the right strategies. Now, this was kind of a problem that started in Black Ops 4 with the health gating and all that stuff, but round 100, especially in Cold War, did not take any sort of skill. It just took luck, and not even that. It just took having the right setup and sitting in one spot. And the only reason that it's hard to get to round 100s on maps like Firebase Z is because of glitches, you know, because of those glitches, then it makes it a little bit harder to get to round 100, but it didn't really take any real skill. Like, when you talk about a map, it's like, oh man, dude, this guy got to round 100 on fucking Shangri-La. Like, you know, that is a feat, an accomplishment. That is a true trophy that you should be proud of, you know? And then you get to maps like Revelations, which is kind of like the first map to kind of get this sort of treatment. But then after that, you know, oh man, yeah, I got to round 100. Oh, what map was it on? Fucking Mauert or Toten. Like, woo, oh boy, so good. You're so good at the game. Woo, man. Oh man, look out for this guy. But yeah, I hate to sound elitist, but we need to go back to gameplay mechanic basics. I think Cold War was really good in terms of general gameplay, where the unlimited perk system, you know, that sort of thing, and kind of how grenades worked and all that stuff. But I think we need to go back to form with how, I guess, how the zombies move, how we as a player move, that sort of thing. So the next thing I think we should see is a change in the lighting engine. Now, I know this is out of Treyarch's control. It's whatever the main game is being made on, you know. Zombies is probably the last thing that they make because that's kind of how it was since the beginning. But I think there was just a certain magic that was in the first few zombie games, Black Ops 1, 2, and 3. You know, when you go back to those games, they still look really good, especially things like the Black Ops 1 Colt, like the shininess of the weapons, that still looks really good, you know, like white back, like Call of the Dead looks really good on Black Ops 1. Then you go to Black Ops 2, you know, Transit was just as terrible as possible, but you know, you have like maps like Die Rise, like the top of Die Rise, that was really cool. Buried, Mob of the Dead, Origins, all those environments in Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 2 is 10 years old and it looks amazing, it looks phenomenal. And then you go to Black Ops 3, the Black Ops 3 lighting is out of this world. I still think that the Black Ops 3 lighting engine is the best we have ever gotten in Call of Duty, period. You know, and then we kind of shift over to Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4, it looks a little bit, I don't know the right word to describe it, like kind of chalky, drier, a bit more plasticky. You know, when you look at Blood of the Dead, there's always something off about Blood of the Dead versus Mob of the Dead. You know, there's just something off about it. It looks a little too almost fake, you know? It kind of looks more like cardboard cutouts than, you know, an actual environment. I'm not sure the right way to describe it, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that sort of thing. Black Ops 3, I think the most important thing is lighting to really sell the environment of zombies maps. And we haven't really gotten that since Zombies Chronicles. So I'd like to see a return to a really good, really incredible lighting engine. The next thing on the list is focusing on fun Easter eggs. I don't want to see any scratch marks, and I don't want to see anything that's dipshit easy. Alright, Black Ops 4 was way too stupid, and, you know, Cold War was way too easy. So, you know, we need to see that middle ground. That's why I think Horizon Drock, Shadows of Evil, all those Easter eggs like in Black Ops 3, I think those are like the perfect difficulty where it's not too crazy complicated if you know what you're doing. But even to this day, I have to have a spreadsheet for half of the Black Ops 4 Easter eggs. And it's not even like a spreadsheet of like what to do. I know all the steps for all the Easter eggs. I know all of them by heart. But for Black Ops 4, I need to have a notepad to write down all these numbers because there's just so much of that. You know, we need to go back to form of, you know, sort of complicated puzzles, but not insanely complicated. Like, once you know the solution, you should it should be really easy. But then we're going over to Cold War, where it was spelled out for you, and people liked that for some reason. I don't know what was up people's ass that time, but, you know, we just need to not have these dipshit easy Easter eggs, and we can't have these ball-scratchingly hard Easter eggs either. You need to have that perfect middle ground where it's just fun to do, you know? I still, to this day, do the Horizon Drock Easter egg because it is fun to do that sequence of events in order. I still love it, so... yeah, and then coming on into the next thing, no Outbreak at all. Or if you're gonna do Outbreak, you gotta do a completely new take on it. You cannot... I repeat, you cannot do what Cold War did. The Cold War version of Outbreak is probably the worst thing that ever happened to zombies besides fucking Vanguard, which we will not mention, alright? So Outbreak needs to be completely scrapped. I don't know what happened to that, or if you're gonna keep it, if you're persistent on keeping it for some reason, if you want to keep Outbreak, right, you have to just completely stun me. You have to floor me. You have to blow my mind with Outbreak. You can't just lazily put multiplayer maps and call it a day. You have to knock my socks off. You have to just, I don't even know a word for it. It's just, Outbreak is garbage. Why do people like it? Why? Why do you people like Outbreak so much? Who are these weirdos that are liking Outbreak? Who are these weirdos that are like, oh yeah, I can't wait for Outbreak. I heard Treyarch announced it in 2024. Who are you people? Why are you so stupid? Anyway, rant over. Coming out in the next thing is make the dev time seem like it was worth it. This is a long time between Treyarch games. It's a very long time. So you need to show whatever map you're showing off, it has to be worth it, right? Shadows of Evil. You know, that was the first time we had a 3-year gap in between zombie games, or Treyarch games, I mean, and Shadows of Evil is insane. The amount of detail, it is ludicrous how much detail there is in Shadows of Evil. So you can definitely tell, yep, this map was worth the wait. And then in Black Ops 4, they kind of went a different direction. You know, there was 4 maps, you know, so it was kind of worth the wait because you had a lot of maps to play with. And then you get to D-Machine and you're like, what the fuck? It's just this tiny map, this is it? This is all it is? Like, okay, I guess. Like, you have to make sure that the dev time seems worth it. We have a long wait. I think is it 3 years or 4 years? I actually don't know, I've lost count, but it's a long time between each game, these 2 games here. It has to be worth it. It has to seem, when I open up this map for the first time or whatever the announcement is, or if it's multiple maps or whatever, it has to be like, yep, I can see that this took a while to make and this was worth it. It has to have a good payoff. It can't just be fucking D-Machine where it's just, what the fuck? Just so stupid and small and there's no Easter eggs that are worth it, you know? So yeah, that's the next point. So coming down into the next point, we have to stop focusing on these constant updates. I don't know what it was with the zombies community. I know it was because of Fortnite and it was so big and Fortnite this, Fortnite that, but the maps just need to be high quality and worth the wait. You know, I don't really care if, you know, we have a couple months between zombies maps if they're good, right? If I'm waiting 3 months for a map, I expect something like Horizon Drop, Garad Crovey, Buried, you know, Mob of the Dead. Those maps were worth the wait, and they kept you going throughout the wait for the next map. But you can't fucking do, oh, I'm waiting a couple of months for this map, and then you drop Forsaken. What? Forsaken. You're killing me, Treyarch. You're killing me. We just need 5 quality maps. You know, when you have Black Ops 3, we had Shadows of Evil, worth the wait. Horizon Drop, worth the wait. Zetspo, worth the wait. Garad Crovey, worth the wait. Revelations, worth the wait. It was all worth it because those maps were so good. You know, it's then you go to maps like Ancient Evil, like if you tripped over to Black Ops 4, then you know you got Ancient Evil, worth the wait. Dead of the Night, you know, in retrospect, I think it was worth it, but you know, that's everyone was so pissed off about it. So, but then you can kind of see the attitude shift towards Alpha Omega and Tagger Toten, where it wasn't worth it, so it wasn't as good in the end. But I think maps like Ancient Evil, because it was really high quality, that was worth the wait. So it just needs these consistent, high quality maps. Stop with the, oh man, in season 2.5, we're introducing this fucking dipshit mode called Outbreak because we hate you, right? So yeah, we need this, just need the high quality standard maps. You know, when you look at this list of maps that came out, you should be satisfied by the end, right? You shouldn't be like, well, that was a fucking waste of time. These maps aren't worth playing. This map is dipshit. This map sucks balls, right? You should look at the map list and you should go, yep, that was a good year, right? You shouldn't have any regrets. So, right, and if you litter that with 12 zombies maps that are crap, right, then what's the point? But moving on to the next point, it kind of the same thing, is do not shortchange the final map. This has happened a lot where the final map has been shortchanged for one reason or another, right? Revelations was kind of like the first sign of it, you know? It wasn't really, it didn't seem fully complete, if you know what I mean, if you ever played Revelations. And then you get Tagger Toten, which was completely rushed. You know, you had, and this even goes to other developers, right? You have Beast from Beyond. Why? You have Frozen Dawn, again, why? And then you have fucking Forsaken. Fucking Forsaken, dude. Oh my god, that map makes me laugh. So yeah, don't shortchange the final map. Make the final map really blow your mind, right? You got Moon, Origins, and then that was it. You know, there wasn't much after that. You know, Revelations was still good, but it wasn't like, you know, you gotta make a good finale map. I don't know what it is with finale maps in Treyarch or zombies in general, but stop making them dog shit, please. So the next thing is stick to the story, right? I think they're already sticking to this Dark Aether storyline, but you really gotta stick with it. Like, for the last few games now, we've been kind of bouncing back and forth between story modes. You know, it started with IW, that story, which was a side thing, and then with Black Ops 4, you started with the Chaos Crew, you know, and the Chaos Crew would have been fine if the next game also evolved upon the Chaos Crew, but instead we got a new thing, you know? So, you know, you just gotta make sure that this crew, or whatever we're doing, is sticking with it. And a side note, no more operators, please stop with the operators, right? I want to play as a good cast of characters. That's what makes me invest in these games, you know? At least, like, you know, the most funny moments from zombies are from the goofy dialogue that people spit out, right? So, that sort of thing. So, no more operators, and stick to the story. Alright, so coming on to the last few things here, we got having every map feel a little bit different with the environment, complexity, you know, just getting creative, you know? Again, with Black Ops 3, and even Infinite Warfare, you know, as much as people dog shit on the IW there, every map had a different environment, it had a different level of complexity, and they were really creative, you know? As shit as Shaolin Shuffle is, it's really fun with its environment. They got creative as hell with the karate and the subways and the Rat King and all that stuff. It was really creative. as bad as it was, but you know, and then Black Ops 3, you know, you get all these maps, they're just totally different in their complexity. You know, you have maps like the Giant Dreisendracht, they're really simple. Garad Krovi, really simple. And then you got maps like Zetsubo and Shadows, and they're really, really complex. So you got to have a whole spectrum of different difficulties and all that stuff. You know, there's got to be some variation. It can't be like Cold War, where it's literally the same map. I felt like I was playing the same map over and over again. It was driving me nuts. So just have every map feel a little bit different with its complexity and all that stuff. So final thing, make it rewarding. You know, Infinite Warfare, I still play to this day because it is just that fun, and because the Director's Cut mode was that rewarding. And you know, you have the Black Ops 3, which is kind of like a mini Director's Cut because you can just spam Gobblegums all day and not a care in the world. But the Director's Cut was really a really good addition to the end game of Infinite Warfare. And there were some awesome modes to go along with it. You know, you had the boss fight mode. You know, you had that sort of thing. And then with Black Ops 2, you had all these other modes. So if you're gonna do some extra game modes, you gotta keep them in the fucking game, Treyarch. You gotta keep them in the game. Why is Jingle Hell's not in the game right now? Why is that pumpkin mode not in the game right now? Like, really, dude, like, come on, man. Be consistent, be proud of your game modes. I don't care if that many people aren't playing them, right? Keep Cranked in the game, keep all that shit in the game, you know? Don't gotta be ashamed of it, Treyarch. You know, just keep Jingle Hells, right? Just introduce it, it's a fun holiday thing, and just keep it there for the rest of the year, right? So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you agree, or leave a comment if I missed anything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.